Wauwatosa woman's social justice messages are written all over her shirts. Winnie Dort shows us how she's using her talents to spark positive and candid conversations.
Chloe Longmire sits in her green chair in her basement office, a common routine every day after she leaves her 9-to-5. She's surrounded by powerful quotes, bright colors, and inspirational books. This secluded place in her home is where her passion meets reality.
That's just like my space where I can create. I went to Elm, I went to Roosevelt, I graduated from Milwaukee High School of the Arts, so I really feel like that kind of molded and shaped me into like what I'm doing today with t-shirts.
These t-shirts are made with care and meaning. She jump-started her business in 2020.
I was fortunate enough to garner a lot of support during a pandemic, which I think was almost unheard of for like businesses to start up during that time.
Longmire makes shirts, sending shockwaves throughout the community.
I saw what was happening to Black people in the media, and I wanted to make sure that my voice was heard, make sure that messages were seen, and that it was clear where I stood, and just kind of took off from there.
It's her fight against racial and social injustice, using her everyday experiences to tell a story.
I've been a part of trainings and webinars, and it's just like I'll hear and I'll see things, and I'll take, you know, what I'm feeling, I'll take those emotions, those frustrations, and channel that into creating these powerful slogans, messages to put on shirts.
Messages like tolerating racism is racism.
This, I think, was the first like message that I put on a shirt, and that's probably one of my more popular shirts for sure. I really do feel like a lot of people sit by, allow things to happen, might not say anything, might not call things out, and I think that that message speaks for itself.
Longmire moved from Wauwatosa in 2016, but returned this year on a special assignment.
As I started to really get like deep into my anti-racism journey, I was like, I need to be where this message needs to be heard the loudest. So I decided to, you know, put myself in this uncomfortable position because I know that that's what this area needed.
Her move was very much so intentional.
I was also a part of protests in Wauwatosa prior to moving back, where we were met with, you know, tear gas and just a lot of excessive force for people who were really just trying to, you know, make their voices heard and stand up for basic human rights.
Longmire says people have been supportive of her journey, but not all.
But I do get the occasional, you know, disgruntled looks and disapproving glances, and even the comment or two where people think that this is divisive. But I think it was Audre Lorde who said, you know, it's not our differences that divides us, it's our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences.
Despite the naysayers, she continues to create a path for her daughter, 5-year-old Chase, the little person behind the business name called Chase My Creations.
Chase is probably the driving force behind everything that I do, because I want her to see her mother being willing to put herself on the line, take a stand, no matter what that response might be, because it's the right thing to do. And I know that this world can be cruel sometimes to Black people, so I've always wanted her to know that her Blackness is enough, her Blackness is powerful, her Blackness is beautiful.
Chase was on her mommy's hip protesting after George Floyd's death.
I've always been very, very focused on making sure that she understands exactly why we're protesting, exactly why mommy is making these shirts. And I think that that's why I'm so direct and candid with my shirts, because we need to get to the root and we need to get there fast, because I don't want Chase to have to be in the same seat where I am trying to fight this fight.
Longmire says she believes her direct approach has given hope to everyone in her shoes.
I will say that people are more aware. I will say that people are willing to have those conversations. And I feel like people are more open to engaging in the dialogue, whereas like I don't feel like that was the case before.
For her, success is not about the money she makes from selling shirts, but rather the community's progression.
If I can spark, you know, 1, 2, 3 conversations that people have when they purchase my shirts with their family members, their friends, their coworkers, that can get a dialogue started, then that's my goal and that's my purpose.
You see the